July 31st, you can experience Albert Couture's When in Morocco 2023 collection fashion show.
Joining us now is founder and executive designer Albert Lukonga and model and WKYT producer Maya Monk. It's good to see you both.
Thank you so much.
So tell us a little bit about the line and what to expect.
Well, the line this year, last year I had one at the castle, and it was just kind of like, let's see what happens. Let me just show you guys what I can do. But this year is more, I'm giving you guys the whole 9 yard, okay? This is a little bit, we have more models this year, twice as much as last year. The collection is called When in Monaco, so picture yourself in Monaco, what would you wear? Inspired by so many movies and all that stuff growing up. But Lexington, I feel like it's changing, but there's a little bit more of let me go a little bit off, you know, as far as fashion a little bit, right? So when you look at fashion, there's a lot of fast fashion, but people forget how you could wear one piece for such a long time. You know, if you look at people like Dolce & Gabbana, you know, Christian Dior and people like that. So that's the path that we are moving forward with that, and then we want, and hopefully that we can position ourselves as one of the biggest, the first fashion house in Kentucky.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yes,
that's what you're wanting to do. And with this show, not only are we talking about the fashion, but we're talking about giving back too, right?
Exactly. Yes. We are working this year with Fed Alliance, and that's Surgery on Sunday. So we're going to be giving some proportion for our tickets. So whatever you buy, whenever you buy a ticket, just remember that you're also supporting Fed Alliance and Surgery on Sunday. So if you don't know about those two charities, Surgery on Sunday, they focus on giving back as far as surgeries. It's a bunch of doctors come to get together, and they try to focus on, hey, if you can't afford surgery, we can come in and help you out. So that's very dear to my heart, comparing to last year, me losing my sister to colon cancer. So that's why the reason why I chose that. The other part was Fed Alliance. I worked with them before last year, and they're just amazing people, just kind of like maintaining the land of Lexington and Kentucky, and to improve the sustainability of how the city is growing and moving forward. And I would like to be part of that as well. That's the reason why we chose that. Yeah.
So Maya, we know you are one of our wonderful producers here. Tell us a little bit of how you got into modeling.
So I'd say I'm more of an amateur model, nothing too serious. I actually got to know Albert through the restaurant that I used to work at. I got to know him and his fiance from coming in there quite often. And he shared with me, you know, his ideas of having a fashion show and asked if I'd be interested, and I was just like, of course. And I remember when I went for my first fitting, my sister came with me. And after being there for a little while, he was looking at my sister and was like, you know what, I could use you too. So then we both were in his first fashion show, and it was to launch his first line of women's collection. So that is mainly part of the reason why the fashion show was launched. But I mean, to be a part of his creative, you know, designing and like just this whole big production was something that I've just been so fortunate to be a part of, because I mean, he's so creative, so talented, and everything that he had told me, you know, in advance before last year's show as far as like plans for it, I literally watched become a reality as far as the location, the ideas of the outfits. So if you're ever looking for somebody to get you together, she's your guy.
So
She's
now,
so kind.
now that you've seen that whole process, I mean, you believe wholeheartedly in his product, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, he's definitely introduced me more into like the fashion industry, and even, you know, feeling confident as a model as well. So he's a man of many great traits,
And
I
you're
will
also
say.
wearing his design, right?
I am. This is what I wore last year in the Albert Couture fashion show, this velvet blazer dress. And I don't know what I'm wearing this year. It's going to be a surprise, so stay tuned.
You really don't know, or you're going to wait till you get there and then
She
find out?
really doesn't know.
I love it. If people want to come to the show.
Yes, so yeah, I mean, July 31st, guys, it's going to be on Gratz Park, downtown. It's going to be a resident there, 3 or 4. But it's a beautiful friend of mine, and she decided to, she has this beautiful home. It reminds me of like southern France or Charleston, if you've been to Charleston, or if you want to think about like Nice in France and all that. So we wanted to get something closer to that when in Monaco. So when you guys show up, from literally from beverage and cocktails to the experience to the gardens, everything else like that. So the show is going to be both inside the house and outside the house. So you get to choose wherever you want to sit. And we have a lot more people coming in, but we want to keep it at bare minimum at the same time, which is very going to be interesting. And I'm very fortunate to have beautiful sponsors like the James Moto company on Richmond Road,
Right.
and then as well as Jeff Ruby is doing our catering.
That's
yes,
nice.
yes. So come by if you like steak. And then we have Top Lexington as well,
Right.
doing amazing things with that. Good Boy Vodka, taking care of the cocktails as well. And
Well, we appreciate y'all being
Yes.
here, and this is excellent.
you.
So, I mean, thank you very,
thank
very
you so
much.
much. I appreciate you so.
With July